Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but if you're over at the YouTube page, then you may want to make your way over to the amandagatlin.com page, and you can click on the Energy Healing Clinic tab at the top, and then scroll down and you'll see the link there for the Energy Healing Clinic for the knees. And that's because there is a chat box there. And I only look at the chat box on the website as opposed to checking it on the YouTube page. So you're more than welcome to leave comments on the YouTube page. And I do respond to those as I'm able to. So if you have questions about this energy healing clinic or about energy healing in general, then you're more than welcome to leave a question or a comment on the YouTube page. And you're also welcome to email me if you guys end up having a question. A lot of people comment or question after the clinic. They send me notes once they discover this energy healing clinic. They sometimes send me an email and let me know how it helps them, or they send me a question about something that they didn't quite understand and they need clarification on. So you're more than welcome to email me too. The email address is discoveryourenergy@yahoo.com. All right, so I'm just going to give you guys a minute or two to join in, and then we'll get rolling on the Energy Healing Clinic for the knees. So I might get up for this one. You guys might see me get up and show you a few little stretches and poses that you can do for the knees too, because this is a big one. A lot of you guys have been experiencing knee problems, and you're getting stiff knees, sore knees, achy knees. I've even talked to a number of people who have had knee replacement. And of course, you can do that. I always say this, I am not a doctor. Okay, I have to give you guys the disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. Okay, so if you do have severe knee pain and it's excruciating and it is affecting your life, then please go see a real medical doctor so that you can have your knee examined and x-rayed and have it looked at, because there might be some things there that, energy healing is not going to be able to solve. The thing that I do is energy healing, and the reason that I promote it is because it is a free thing that you can do for your body, for your health, for your well-being, for your spirit. It's something that you can do for yourself that's very loving, and it has provided some people, when I've done energy healing for them or they've done it for themselves, it has actually resolved issues for people. So I always have to give the disclaimer, because the laws require that I'm not a medical doctor. And energy healing is one of those things that I stumbled upon in my quest for more knowledge. And it's something that I was not doing as I was growing up. I was more a natural born medium and psychic. And then the teachers that I sought out for help with that, my teachers were people who were energy masters. They were people who understood energy on a really high level. And so of course, when you're around those kinds of people, you pick up some things. You know, you notice things. And I'm an observer. That's how I learn. I have to learn by doing. I have to learn by being around people who are really good at what they do. And then I'm able to kind of see what they're doing and pick it up. So that's why I'm offering this to you guys. I want to be that for you guys. I want to show you the things that I've observed from my teachers and give you a little bit of insight into this world of energy healing so that you can use it for your own benefit. And I think you'll see that it's quite an incredible thing. And if you really practice it and hone it, you can get pretty good with it and not only heal yourself, but also heal others. And so I'd say let's just jump right in to the energy healing on the knees. And then if you guys have questions, my name is Mandy Gatlin. Please feel free. I'm going to check the chat box right now. So just give me a minute. I'm going to go on. I'm going to check the chat box. And then I also would suggest to you guys to sign up for the newsletter. And the link for that is right underneath the video box. And if you're on the YouTube page, you can go to my website at amandagatlin.com. And at the top, there's a tab that says newsletter, and you can click on that. If you sign up for the newsletter, I send out notifications when we do these free energy healing clinics. So you can get a notification before we have them and join us live, because it's much better to join us live. But if you do catch the event on when we're not live, it is just as good. You're going to get information. You're going to be able to utilize the practices. But the idea behind joining live is that you have a number of people focusing energy all at the same time. So this is something that, you know, many groups do, many cultures do, many religions, spiritual groups, they gather, you know, to build up a vibration of energy. And so it's something that is worth trying to do it live to see if you have a better result from that. And many people do. So I would encourage you to try it live. Thank you for those of you who are live right now, and welcome to this energy healing clinic. Okay, so let's focus in on the knees and what the knees represent. So if you've been experiencing sore knees, achy knees, your knees kind of sometimes buckle on you, this is a great clinic. You're going to find out why that's happening, and how by doing some energy work on the knees, you can actually improve not only your knees, but maybe what's underlying that issue. Okay. So knee pain is generally associated with big changes happening in our life. So if you are experiencing knee pain or have for some time, then you would want to try to go back in your mind to when your knee pain first started. And you want to think about what was happening in your life, or what did happen in your life. Now, this could be something that got triggered at that time. So it could be something from long ago, and then you got triggered and your knees started aching. Or it could be the original event when your knees started aching. All right. So it could be something triggered from the past, or it could be something in that moment. Generally, the knees symbolize or represent our ability to be flexible. And it also represents our ability to be able to move through life with grace and ease. and not be stubborn. Okay. So the knees generally will become more weak, or they'll become sore when you're facing something in life that might be a challenge, and then your fear takes over. So your fears come up, and then your fears kind of debilitate you, and they get the best of you, and it becomes too overwhelming to deal with. And so sometimes then you put that thing on the back burner, and then all of a sudden your knees start aching. And so what this means is that you're actually supposed to face the fear in some way, because life is wanting you to move forward. That's why the knees are in our legs, right? So if they're flexible, if they're able to bend easily, that makes it easy for us to walk forward. Now, the fear part of this is also, and the knees also are linked to an organ in our body. In Chinese medicine, the knees are linked to our kidneys. So if you are having a knee issue, then you might be having a kidney system issue. Now, I don't mean that you're having a kidney problem, okay? It doesn't mean that you have like kidney stones or something, it could mean that. It could mean that there's something wrong with the kidney organ itself. But the kidney system is actually a channel, a meridian in our body, and it has many points throughout our body. So in Chinese medicine, and you can Google this, you can look it up so that you can see a diagram with the kidney meridian, and take a look at it, because you'll be fascinated by the points that the kidney meridian actually hits in the body. And you can do some things that are beneficial to you right away. And those were things that I was going to show you guys to help with helping your energy to flow again throughout the kidney system. And so you can do acupressure on some of those points, and it actually releases the energy, the blockage, that if you have a blockage in one of those points, you would be able to release the energy. And then sometimes the knee pain goes away immediately, because your body was trying to talk to you, to tell you. This is something that I tell you guys in the energy healing clinics all the time, that our body is our guidance system. It's always trying to help us. So if you have a blockage somewhere in one of those meridians, then the body is going to display it in an outward way. It's going to show you as a symptom. So a lot of times it will show us in our joints, because those tend to be, if you think about it, a joint, right, is a place where energy could easily get stagnated or blocked, right? It's not as likely to get blocked in a place where the energy may flow easily. If it's a point that bends, it tends to be a place where it will get blocked more easily. So this is also why when you guys take classes from me, I'm usually pretty gentle on you guys, but I am a very fit person, healthy, fit person, and I'm a big believer in you need to stretch. You need to get your body flexible. And when you flex your joints and you flex your muscles, it allows all of that energy to start moving again more freely in the body. So as time goes on, I might actually start incorporating single poses or things that you guys, stretches that you guys could do to immediately have the energy, start flowing again, like flush out, blockages in the body. And I'm probably going to show you guys one or two of those things today in this knee clinic, just to get you guys kind of in the right frame of mind with it. But, the body encompasses many layers. So we have the physical body, we have the spiritual body, the energetic body, the emotional body. We have all of these layers, right? We have many bodies. So they're all linked together. They're all working hand in hand to help us out. And so that's why I'm saying this meridian is more like an energy. It's more part of our energy body. So when I do energy healing with somebody, when I hold my hand, front and back with someone, or I do an energy scan, I'm able to detect or pick up where there are blockages or disturbances in the energy field. And generally, when I ask a person, like, okay, I'm getting stopped, right here at the heart, at the chest, what happened there? Did you have heart surgery? Is there a heart attack issue? People tell me right away, yep, I had something there. And so the reason that our body does that is because it wants to get your attention. It's not doing it, only because of the foods you're eating. It's sometimes doing it because sometimes an energy disturbance, sometimes something from your past, sometimes it's a thought that you're constantly thinking, and it starts creating a disturbance somewhere in your body. All right. So the knees are directly correlated with being able to move forward in life in a very fearless way, right? Like being able to embrace life for all that it has to offer. And the kidney system is directly related to that. And oddly enough, right, a coincidence, the kidneys, the emotion of the kidneys is fear, right? So, of course, that makes sense. If you're having a problem with your knees, a problem with moving forward in life, the kidneys are directly linked to the knees, and the kidneys' emotion is fear. So, I wanted to share something with you guys, some thoughts to think about with the knees. All right. So, think about in religious or spiritual terms what it means to kneel. There's been a we've had a lot of press and publicity about, these sports figures and how they're kneeling. And I'm not going to go into that in depth, okay? But I want you guys to kind of think about, just hold the thought consciously in your mind about why or what it means to kneel and why we do that. Why would we do that action of kneeling to pray or to meditate? In some cultures, they do get on their knees to meditate. And so why do you think that would be? Now, if the knees are directly related to our ability to be open, right, and receiving to whatever life gives us, could it be, all right, I'm just going to put this out there as an energy person, could it be that there's something about, or there's some point in the knees that when you do kneel, that point needs to be opened up, or the knees need to be able to be flexible, right, in some way, so that we can gain some kind of higher wisdom or some kind of higher knowledge. In the future, we may discover that. We don't necessarily know that now. We're not able to prove that now. I would love if I could be alive, when we do actually figure these things out, because there's a reason why so many cultures and so many religions and so many spiritual groups fall to their knees. It's not only an act, but there's something going on there. So it represents humility when you do that. All right. It represents being humble. It represents that, I don't know it all. And I'm willing to get down on my knees and ask for help and what does that mean? Even asking for help. It means to be in receiver mode. It means to be allowing of what others, have to say. It means I'm not forcing myself anymore. I'm not pushing myself anymore. It in fact means I am surrendering. I am getting on my knees. I'm surrendering. So not only does this, the idea of being flexible kind of fits in with that, because, in order to be in a place of I surrender, you have to be flexible. If you're not flexible, then you're not going to bend your knees. You're not going to get down on your knees. You're going to stand tall and be stiff-kneed, right? Which is being stubborn. So you see how being able to be flexible is so important, and not only in their knees, but throughout our entire bodies. I say this because I have another teacher that's a Taoist teacher that told us in a class that everyone should be able to touch their toes. You should be able to bend down, bend over, and not bend your knees too much, but actually bend over and touch your toes. You should be that flexible in your body. What does flexibility represent? It means that you have giving in your body. You are open. It means all your channels, your meridians are wide open. It means that all of your energy centers in your body are wide open. And why is that so important? Because I will tell you guys, because as an energy worker, if you want to be psychic, if you want to be intuitive, if you want to have that ability to bring in divine knowledge, if you want to be able to heal your body, and I'm talking in an instant, okay, like within a day, if you want to be able to regenerate, if you want to be able to renew, recharge, if you want to feel good just on a daily basis, then you have your body, your spirit, your emotions, everything needs to be clear and open. Now, with your knees, if you are feeling achy or sore, then most likely there's something going on with you where you're either in a state of ego. And I'm not saying maybe you're being stubborn, but you could be having some fear about something in your life. And so that's why we're here right now, is to address that, to look at it. And we're going to do an energy healing right now. We're going to tune in. I'm going to show you guys how we do this. And we're going to tune into the knees and see what information we get in your specific knees, okay? So that's the fun part of this, is that we're here as a group. So we're here setting the intention with love, to be in a state of love rather than in a state of fear, and to be in a state of being open and receiving, and literally opening up our knees, and allowing ourselves to be flexible. And this is all energy healing. I'm telling you, the key is all about being a listener. That's all it is. Being a witness, being an observer, and being a listener. It's not about putting your hand over something and then pushing energy out. It's not about trying to make something happen in there. Okay? I always laugh when I go see energy healers and they're like holding their hand over somebody's achy thing, something, and they're like, trying to make something happen. Okay? That is not what energy healing is at all. Okay? It is simply, you can hold your hand over, because we use the hand as a receiver. you have an energy center right here that is like an ear. It is an opening, it's a center, it's a portal where you can actually receive information. So when you hold your hand over something, all right, I'm showing you here instead of showing you my knees, but we're going to do that. When you hold your hand over something, you are getting super quiet and you are just simply listening. And when I say listening, I'm not just talking about listening with your ears, okay? You might hear something, a dog bark or something. I'm just kidding. But you're probably going to hear like something in the hand. So you might feel warmth, or you might get sometimes with people that are on the computer too much, which is like 90% of you guys, I usually get like tingling or static in my hand. It means that you have too many positive ions going on. Positive ions are not so great. Negative ions are the ones we want. The negative ions are the ones that you get when you are in nature. It's when you're sitting by a tree. It's when you're sitting by a creek. It's when you're out in nature. All right. That's how you recharge, is by getting those negative ions. So anyway, you're going to be listening with your hand, but then also with your intuition, whatever, if you guys don't know which one you're good at, then please look up articles on my site about your spiritual gifts and how to determine which spiritual gift you have. And that way, you know, when you're doing your energy work, you know which one to work with, or which 2 or 3 if you have many. So when I do my work, I'm clairvoyant, which means I see images in my mind. Sometimes in my mind's eye, which is from the third eye, I get images. I also can hear, so I'll get phrases that come in. I'll hear something like a message that will come through. And I can also feel. And when I do energy healing, I primarily use my feeling sense. Okay. So I'm actually just listening. When I'm with a person, I'm listening with my feeling. I'm actually tuning in. I get super quiet. It does take some time and some training and meditation to be able to do that, to get quiet instantly. But if you guys practice with some of the meditations even that I have, or you do practice meditation daily, you'll be able to get into that state faster. All right. So what you want to do is get into that quiet state and just tune in and see what you pick up. And then you want to decipher it. It's a language. You want to try to figure out, what does that mean? If you guys get something and you have a question, you can always email me and ask, or you can put it in on the chat box during the live event, because we're going to do some of that right now with the knees. And you can put in, ooh, I'm feeling this. What does that mean? Okay. And I can decipher some of that for you guys. Some of it you can use your own intuition. Most likely, what you're doing. You know where you've been bad. All right. You know what you've been up to, and you know what you're not supposed to be doing. Right. Okay. So it's just, now you're taking kind of a moment to tune into that and really hear it, and really kind of come to terms with that. So the other thing that just came to my mind to share with you guys before we do the energy healing is some of the things that you can do that aren't energy healing, but is like energy healing in a sense, which is helping to open up some of those energy centers. All right. So on the knee specifically, I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to try to do this gracefully. All right. Is you can do a stretch, right, for your legs, a couple of stretches. One is the one where you hold your foot up behind you. And you want to try to, get a good bend in the knee. So you want to do that for the knee and do that stretch for a few moments. Okay, that's one. You also want to be doing stretches for the muscles that surround the knee, and those include all the muscles in the legs. So you want to do calf stretches, which are like you can put your toe up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you guys this. You can put your toe up. Let's see if I can. And then the other one that you can do is you can roll out your thigh, right? This the thigh, you can roll it with a roller on the ground. You can lay down and you can roll on top of a roller, and that will break up all of the blockages that are surrounding this this muscle. You also want to do hamstring stretches. This is the hamstring, okay? So you want to lay on, sit on the floor with your legs out and do the one where you bend forward. And that's going to stretch not only the calves, but it will also stretch the hamstring. All right. So doing stretches is one way to get not only the blood flowing throughout the leg, which you need blood to bring oxygen to all those places. That's what also heals your body, right? Is oxygenating all of those areas. The other way would be to massage your muscles around your knee. So if you hold your hand on your knee like this, where your thumb is, you want to press in with your thumb, and you want to do a nice little meditation on that point. That's a real good trick for providing relief in the knee right away. So that's a muscle that is very tender on a lot of people. There are also a couple of other tricks for that. There's the point, if you hold your hand again over your knee, and then you see where your pinky is and drop down maybe about 3 inches. There's a point right here that I call this point like the toilet point. All right. This point, it flushes everything out of your body. It acts as a kind of like a toilet bowl. All right. So if your legs have been tired, if your knees have been hurting, then you can actually take your hand, find that point, go down to that point, and you should feel it will feel kind of tender. If you're doing massage with your family member, like you guys are both sitting on the couch together, you're massaging their feet, go all the way up their leg and find this point for them and dig in with your thumb. They'll probably go, oh, that feels so good. So, and that's because it's flushing out everything out of the body. So that's another really good point. And if you get tired, like let's say you're walking around a lot at the mall, or like at a fair or something, and you've been walking and your legs are getting tired, this is also a really good point. Another one is right in, it's a little bit higher, so it's not quite down here on the side, but it's like if you hold your hand again, probably where the ring finger is, down about 3 inches. And it's kind of where you can feel the muscle has a little divot in there. You can massage that point. And that's a point that they say the soldiers actually that used to have to walk the battlefields for miles and miles, every once in a while they would tell them, to stop and massage that point. And it helps to relieve leg pain and knee pain. Okay, so those are a couple of like acupressure points that are really helpful You guys can also go online and look up the kidney meridian. Now, I said earlier in the show that the kidney system runs all throughout the body. And so if you can try to figure out some simple kidney points that feel right to you when you read about them, you can press on those points and it will sometimes immediately relieve pain for you, because it's waking up the kidney system. All right. So, of course, the other thing I would tell you about that, because the kidneys are directly really linked to the knees, is to make sure that you're drinking lots of water. I know we hear that all of the time, but if you're having knee issues, you may be needing more water and less coffee and tea and sodas. Those things are filled with caffeine, and it makes it harder on the kidney system when you have the caffeine. Okay. So you could take a break from those things if you can. I know caffeine's a hard one, but you could also drink some water, and of course that would help you. The other pose that I would share with you guys that changed my life for my knees, because I used to have really weak knees, was to start doing yoga. And when you do it, do specifically the warrior poses. So you want to look up on YouTube probably the basic warrior poses. And they're the ones that you guys are probably really familiar with. Like, it's where you basically put your one leg in front of the other, you bend the front knee, and you rest. You just kind of like rest in that pose. All right. So you have one leg. I'm going to try to get a better view for you guys. You have one leg out behind you and the other leg in front. And you don't want to have the knee go over the toes. You want to have the knee just right over the toes. Okay. And it's just holding that point. But there are poses that you do that are the warrior poses. And when you do that, if you think about it, when you're bending like that and holding the pose, it's building up the muscles and strengthening all of the little muscles that support the knee. So if you do have something where you're hiking or walking a lot, or say you trip and twist a knee, if you've been doing those poses, most likely you're not going to get injured from it, because all of the little supporting muscles have kept the knee in place, have kept it, the ball from like slipping out, being dislocated or something like that. Okay, so those are really good things to maybe start trying or start doing. There are some other yoga poses that come to mind, like camel pose. And there's the one where you sit, basically putting both the legs down, your knees are bent, and you're sitting with your butt on the ground with your knees bent, underneath you. That would also probably be some really good poses as well to include if you were going to be doing yoga. And so I'm betting if you go on YouTube and you just Google or YouTube knee poses in yoga, then you're going to get some really good suggestions for those things. And that, personally for me, those warrior poses changed my life with my knees. I have no more knee pain because of yoga. I also used to have lower back pain, and I don't have any more lower back pain. So those things are really helpful, and they help again with opening up, right? Creating flexibility in those places of the body, which helps to regulate all of your systems, not just your physical body, but also your energetic body. Okay. So finally, let's go ahead and tune in to the knees. I want to do the energy healing with you guys and show you how to do that. So basically, all you're going to do is sit back in a chair, and you probably want to be sitting for this one. Sometimes I say you can lie down, but it'll be easier to access your knees if you are sitting, right? So go ahead and sit in a chair and just get comfortable. You do want to close your eyes. Sometimes that helps with tuning in. And then you want to take your hands and just place them over each knee and take a nice deep breath in. And as you let it out, just feel your chest fall. And again, take a nice deep breath in again. And then as you let it out, let everything fall away and relax. Let's take one more nice deep breath in. And as you let it out, really feel your body go completely relaxed and silent. And now just place your awareness on your hands. Your hands are resting on your knees. And just continue breathing deeply. Allowing your energy to get completely relaxed. And just sense with whatever you use, whatever your senses are, just tune in and just pick up and see what you pick up in your hands. If you do feel anything, if you use clairvoyance or your sense of sight, then see if you receive a picture in your mind's eye. If something comes to you, if you use your clairaudience, which is your sense of hearing or being able to hear with your inner hearing, just tune in and see if anything comes to you as a message. Some of you are claircognizant, which is a sense of knowing in your gut. If you're claircognizant, then you want to just tune in and see if anything comes to you. Do you have a sense of knowing about what's going on with your knees? And just let that come to you. And continue breathing deeply. And now we're going to take our hands off of our knees and just raise the hands up about 2 to 3 inches above the knees. And you want to just get nice and relaxed. Continue breathing deeply. And again, put your awareness in your hands. Listen with your hands. Tune in to your spirit field. Tune into your energy field and see if anything comes to you. You may feel something in your hands. You may feel something in your knees themselves. Usually, when you allow yourself to tune in like this, there's nothing for you to do. At some point, what will happen is the energy will start to just simply release for you. So you want to just take nice deep breaths. For some of you that like to connect to Source, in this moment, you could breathe deeply and you could picture the light above you or all around you. And as you breathe in, you can draw the light into your breath. And as you breathe out, let the breath travel down to your knees. And continue breathing in the light and letting it travel down to your knees. And feel the light moving down to your knees first. And then at some point, you'll feel a relaxation happen in your legs. You'll feel your legs drop even more. The muscles in your legs will become even more relaxed. And that signifies that the energy is flowing out or releasing from your legs and from your knees. So if you have any tension anywhere in your legs, you might feel at this point that tension starts to loosen up. So just continue breathing deeply and be very aware of your knees and your legs right now. And just notice what happens in your muscles. Just watch and notice. You'll start to feel tense points like in the ankles, in the feet, in the knees, in the thighs, in the butt. You'll start to feel those muscles start to relax and let go. Continue breathing deeply. Again, let's bring our awareness to our hands and feel if you pick up anything with using your intuition, the way that you tune in. So one last time, we're just going to check in and see if there's any message for you with your knees in any area of your life. And this final message, we want this one to be about the ego, and maybe in any places in your life where you may have some fear, where you may not be feeling so flexible. And allow that message to come to you now. That's good. And usually at some point, I start to feel the energy releasing, and I like to assist it. So you don't have to do this, but you can open your eyes and watch. Generally, I start to feel the energy really dissipating and releasing. And so I do that. I signify that by moving my hands from that place away from me. And I picture it going towards the light or going to some place where it can be recycled. So you can also send it down to the earth if you like that better. You can feel the energy moving downwards as you breathe in deep. You can take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you can feel your energy moving down from your knees down into the earth. Or you can assist the energy with going towards the light if you prefer that. Also, you can use your intuition here. So if you get that the energy needs to do something, then just do that. So just make sure that you're sending it to a place where it can get recycled. You don't want to send it into somebody near you, into a family member or a pet. You want to make sure to be cognizant of what you're doing and send the energy off to a good place. Okay? So you just want to do that for a minute or two. Let the energy release from your knees. And then you're pretty much done with this energy healing. So I'm just going to check one more time and see if you guys have any questions for me about this energy healing clinic. I'll check in on the chat, give you guys an opportunity if you have any questions to put it in the chat. So just let me know if anything comes up for you. And if you guys don't, then you can also send me an email if you like, if you do have any questions about this energy healing clinic on the knees. All right. So otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for this energy healing clinic. And please be on the lookout for more to come. And remember to sign up on that newsletter if you guys want to be updated on future sessions. Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining. Bye.